and they're just the next team that's in our way. And that's how we're approaching it.
I don't understand what he's saying, but we're not just another team.
What are you?
It's not true.
Okay. Well, you're not just another team. What are you?
I said we're just another team in our way. We're not just another team. We're a great team, and we're very confident, and we'll be ready for them. But if we're just another team, you don't prepare. You really don't prepare for just another team. We're not just another team. You have to prepare for us.
You take that a little personal?
Absolutely. I'll be ready.
Well, Frank Vogel responded by saying, quote, "Sorry, sports world, the words just another team never came out of my mouth. Great respect for LBJ and the champs. Looking forward to, quote, a great series." I think it's semantics. But anyway, how surprised were you by LeBron's reaction to Vogel? I'll start with you first, Austin.
I really don't think anybody's in the wrong here, to be completely honest. Frank Vogel should have said that because they shouldn't be in awe of the Heat. They went 2-1 versus them during the season. They challenged them last year in the playoffs, and they have a good makeup to challenge the Heat. So going into the series, it is another team that is in the way of them getting to the championship. And I think LeBron is absolutely right. They are not just a normal team. They are a great team. He is the best player in basketball. He has Dwayne Wade. He has Chris Bosh, who's been playing unbelievable. They have a great team. So I think, people are trying to make something. But
Well, Vogel said they're just the next team in our way, and then I guess LeBron thought they said they're just another team. So again, it's still semantics in terms of who they're playing next. Stephen A., your response? Are you surprised?
Well, first of all, I mean, listen. First of all, Frank Vogel is absolutely right. I hadn't heard the quote specifically, but he's right. He did not say they're just another team. He said they're the next team. You could play semantics with that and all of that other stuff, and LeBron James is right to sit there and say, excuse me, whether it's, even though he thought they said we're just another team, even if they're saying they're just the next team in our way, it does sound a bit dismissive of the world champions. Now, my point is, I like it either way. I'm you Frank Vogel. I mean, that's what you're supposed to think like. That's what you're supposed to say. We are coming. You understand? LeBron James, we are coming. D-Wade, we're coming. Chris Bosh, we're coming. We have respect for ourselves. We believe in ourselves. We have confidence in ourselves. Be ready to deal with us because we intend to be ready to deal with y'all. Let's get it on. I'm tired of all of this choir boy stuff. And I blame the NBA to some degree, too. I'm mad that they take out some of the smack talking. Don't get me wrong. You don't want fisticuffs. You don't want people having kind of physical confrontation or anything, shoving or anything like that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody talking smack. This is what basketball is all about. When you go from the playgrounds to ball in the high school level, college, et cetera, what were you doing? You weren't sitting out there being quiet. You were balling and you were talking. That comes with the game. I love this kind of stuff because it gets me more hyped about the matchup. I love the fact that LeBron's just like, I'll be ready. We're coming. Mm-hmm. And I know how D-Wade is. I don't have to hear about from D-Wade. I know exactly how he thinks. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how demure Chris Bosh may appear to be from time to time, I know how he thinks. Udonis Haslem and all of those boys. I know they're going to be ready. I also know that the greatest ever in most of our eyes is Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan,
don't do this.
Let me finish.
Don't do this.
Let me finish. No. It has nothing to do.
Don't do it.
There's no comparison.
I'm
saying Michael Jordan used to create controversy. Take the littlest thing, the most innocuous comment. Oh, he's offended, he's insulted, whatever. Why? Because you're looking for an excuse to hype yourself. You're looking for an excuse to hype yourself. Everybody don't have Doc Rivers as their coach. They need another form of inspiration and motivation. You know what I'm saying? Coach like your dad is somebody that can sit there. I consider to be the ultimate motivator when you listen to him talk to his players on the court or during a game. Some other teams don't have that. You're looking for reasons to be incentivized. Now, I like it.
But you're not trying to put LeBron in the Michael.
I'm not trying to do anything like that.
I'm trying to protect my friend LeBron here. Because he doesn't deserve that.
With anybody. I'm simply saying I love the fact that guys get sensitive to every little thing this time of year because you need the extra motivation. Gotta hate your opponent sometimes. It's all right. You don't wish harm on them. You just want to beat them.
Okay. Let's go back to LeBron's response. He was asked a misleading question, correct?
Yes.
Can we all agree on that?
Yep.
Because Vogel didn't say just another team. And the reporter, and I'm assuming it was a Miami area report, South Florida reporter, is trying to, throw him a little.
No, he just might have made the mistake.
Yeah, maybe.
Might have made an honest mistake.
Who knows?
You're trying to
who
make
knows?
something out of nothing.
Yeah. Well, and he wants to push the caged bear here. He wants a response from LeBron, and he got one. And I'm with you. I did like LeBron's response.
Sure. I agree.
Now I go back to Vogel's first comment. They're just the next team in our way. Now, I got to tell you, that's not the most respectful thing to say, right?
Nah.
Just the next team in our way. It's not just another team, but it's getting in the ballpark. So let's just keep this in perspective. Vogel's throwing down challenge here,
I
too.
said it was dismissive.
Yeah, okay.
Let's not forget last year's in playoffs how chippy it was. I mean, every game there was an incident between LeBron and Granger
and you remember
somebody and somebody.
Remember what Lance Stevenson did last year?
Exactly, with Juwan Howard.
He's playing now.
He is playing.
Yeah,
He is backing it up.
So now, you backed it up against the Knicks.
Did he?
Miami's a little bit different.
Well, we'll see.
A little bit different.
Yeah.
A little bit different.
Remember Pittman took a chunk out
There
of
you
it.
go.
Remember that?
There you go.
Haslam did something with somebody, or that was a.
Well, let me say this in defense of the reporter for a quick second here. Always remember something, because we're talking to a youngster here. Remember something. Usually, when you try to say when you say somebody's making something out of nothing, they usually would do it privately because it would be their story, as opposed to asking a question in front of a whole bunch of media members for everybody to pick up. You get no credit for that as a reporter. So it's entirely plausible that the reporter mistook
What he said.
Frank Vogel's words.
Sure.
Honestly.
All right, gentlemen, let's leave it right there. You're hanging out with us, right?
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
All right.
Are you an adult? Because he said you're young.
He's an adult.
I'm ready.
He's an adult. Trust me.
He's ready.
Trust me.
Bring it.
Trust me.
Coming up here, you still have time to give us your headline of the weekend off of this Roy Hibbert block. Take a look at that. We want your best one. And again, I ask for words of condolences. Sweet words for my friend Stephen A. He's not happy about it. Again, head to our Facebook page and give us your best headline for this photo, and then you'll get an opportunity.
Such a big deal. The dude's 7'2".
That's not a big deal.
It's a block.
It's a block, that's all.
Not a big
One
deal.
play.
I'm trying to sell it.
What about the other 39?
But I'm saying everybody was treating me when they saw me talking about it. Like, oh, Stephen A., you're dismissing it. He's 7'2", and he was under the basket.
Can I sell it so they can get a free T-shirt?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Here we go. Go to our Facebook page. Give us your best headline of the weekend, and you will get exclusive T-shirts from our First Take family. Meanwhile, coming up next, EJ Manuel finds things much easier in the NFL than in college. That's pretty interesting, Skip, because he hasn't even played a game yet.
Really?
Yeah, but he says it's easier. It's a simple plan. He's got it. We talk about the rookie quarterback coming up next. Stay with us, everyone.
It's a disappointment. I mean, my career is far from over, so I'm not really too concerned about that. I still got a lot more time in this league. But, you know, overall we had a hell of a season, hell of a year. You know, I think we took some steps forward as a team, as an organization, you know, to win the games that we won, the 50-plus games, to win our division, to get to this point right now where we had a chance to, you know, get to the conference finals. We'll take that. You know, it's just a learning curve for us, and we'll be back, you know, better and stronger next season for sure.
The Knicks season ended on Saturday night after being eliminated from the playoffs by the Pacers. Carmelo had 39 points, but still not enough for the Knicks to pull it off. How responsible is Carmelo Anthony for the loss? And Austin, we'll start with you first.
All right. I'm tired of everybody saying he's responsible for them losing. Okay, he had a rough fourth quarter, and I know you've been talking about that all day. He had 39 points. They wouldn't have been in a position to win the game if he didn't have what he's been doing.
But then
overall,
what happened?
he did struggle down the stretch. I think sometimes instead of blaming someone, I think you just have to tip your hat off to the other team. You got to look at how many free throws the Pacers shot, how many points in the paint they shot, how more balanced of a team the Pacers have. And I think when you look at it, it just looks like they want it. Like they just look like they're aggressive. They're more exciting to watch. And I really don't think Melo is the person to blame. Throughout the whole series, I don't think he had his best series.
Sure.
but he was more consistent than anybody else on that team. If you're going to blame someone, it's certainly not Carmelo Anthony.
Okay, well, quantify it, because earlier Skip said 80%, Stephen A said 50%. Would you give him a percentage?
I would say around 50. It would be around that range. I don't think you point the finger at Melo, because he single-handedly sometimes propels them to wins. And one quarter should not solidify what he's done over the whole playoffs. I mean, he was great versus Boston. I wanted to break the TV watching him. He destroyed my dad's team versus others. He played well versus the Pacers, not his greatest, but he didn't play bad. So I don't think he should be blamed. I think he played all right.
Skip, I think Stephen A wants you to go.
Is Carmelo Anthony by far the best player on that team?
Yes.
Yes. He makes by far the most money. Well, that's probably not true.
No, it doesn't. Amari makes more.
Amari makes more. That's unfortunate. But again, we expect an awful lot from Carmelo Anthony. Look, I've been a big supporter of his on this show. Someday, I believe you're going to be a star in this league, and I said it before the draft, and I'm going to expect a lot of you. This is this man. He's over on the side at Indiana, inside what's it called now? Fieldhouse.
Yes,
whatever it
yes,
is.
yes.
I don't even know the name of it.
Fieldhouse.
Yeah, and he's over there. We got this. They are raining threes for the first time in this series. Shumpert he's crazy, silly hot, right? And all of a sudden, Chris Copeland comes. Oh, he's raining threes. JR is raining threes. I'm sitting in my living room thinking, they've got this. I'm thinking, Carrie picked this.
Yeah.
She's got them winning at 7. She's got this. And all of a sudden, Carmelo said, no, I got this. Get out of my way. Everybody get out of my way. I got this fourth quarter. That's not the way to get that game home. What have I said again and again about how much I respected LeBron in the finals last year? He was terrific because he got all of his weapons involved. That's why in Game 2, Battier had 5 threes. In Game 3, D. Wade scored 25. Game 4, Mario scored 25. In Game 5, Mike Miller had 7 threes. You've got to utilize the hot hands. I wanted to see Shumpert get one shot in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, the ball was mostly in Melo's hands. Shumpert got 0 shots in the fourth quarter. Melo had 3 turnovers, and 2 of them were horrendous, out of control, nowhere to go. I'm going to throw it to the Pacers turnovers. That's no good. You know that. Those are wasted possessions, wasted momentum. Look, he's the best player. He's got to figure out how to get that game home because Stephen A thought it was almost home. All of us did. So you have to put, he's the best player, 80% of the blame on his doorstep.
I mean, I agree with some of the facts you're saying, but you can't compare the Heat's weapons to the Knicks' weapons. You got Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, who people still, in my opinion, underrated. He's been playing unreal in the playoffs this year. And you have LeBron James. And then you have Carmelo Anthony. You have J.R. Smith, who can be great at times.
Yeah. I mean, he was the 6th man of the year. Right?
Yeah, he was.
You disagree?
No, I think he was 6th man. I think he over Jamal Crawford. Could have went either way. And then you have Raymond Felton. Tyson Chandler's not an offensive presence, so you can't, in the fourth quarter, you can't blame him. So with J.R. Smith, who hasn't been playing well as of late, is not hitting. Raymond Felton, who wasn't playing well in that game, you can't rely on Chris Copeland and Shumpert to be your 2 guys who are great players, but you can't rely on them to be your second guys. So, I mean, it's almost like sometimes he has to get the ball.
We only got a couple of minutes, so I'm going to try to get this quick. Young fella, I want you to listen to me. Listen to me good, okay? Because I like you. And I want to educate you about something here because it's very, very important that you understand what I'm about to tell you. The cap next year is anticipated to be approximately $71.8 million, anywhere from $71 to $73 million. Do you know why that number is relevant? Because, see, you're going to have owners that tries to keep their salary numbers around that or lower in a perfect world.
Yeah.
Amari Stoudemire is scheduled to make $21.6 million next year.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony is at 21.4. Do you know when your contract negotiations come up, you ain't gonna ask for less money. You're gonna want more. And do you know when your daddy has somebody like a Kevin Garnett, a Paul Pierce on the squad or whatever, you know why they call Paul Pierce the truth? Because usually he delivered. That's why he had the salary that he had. In other words, the dudes that get paid that money, there's a level of responsibility that comes with it.
Agreed.
Carmelo Anthony is a star. Carmelo Anthony is big time. Do I think it's his fault that they lost? No. Am I saddened that they lost? Yes. But does it resonate with me that the 39 points that he scored, 35 of it came in the third quarter, in the first 3 quarters, but in the fourth quarter, 2 for 7 shooting? When you're close and you're knocking on the door. I understand it happens. And I'm not saying that, you know what, you sit there and say, oh, no, I can't stand him. Of course not. He's a star. He's big time. I'm simply saying that when you're that close and you're knocking at that door, when that check is cut for you, that's the time people are looking for you to deliver.
Agreed.
And there's no way to escape it, is all I'm trying to say to you. You don't get around that. And so I don't blame him, because he's the best, and they wouldn't even be in the picture if it wasn't for Carmelo Anthony. All right?
Okay, that's all.
But understand that when you want to come, because George calls it the best, everybody wants to get paid like stars. But do you really, really want the responsibility that comes along with it? That's what separates the superstars from everybody else.
Sounds like we
Remember
need
that.
over here. We need our 3 levels. Austin Rivers, such a pleasure to have you. You're obviously welcome to come to the show anytime. Tell your father I said hello.
I will do so.
What's next for you? What are you doing next?
Working. Just got cleared.
Get that
today.
hand right.
So I'm.
You did? You just got cleared today?
I will be cleared today. So
Okay,
good.
Great. Good.
getting back in the gym.
I'm predicting that you're going to average double digits in points, and you're going to shoot better than 45% from the field.
Sounds good.
All right? Make it happen.
Onward, Pelican, onward. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Meanwhile,
you.
coming up
Appreciate
next,
it.
another day and another RG.